Hi everyone, my name is Markian Tarasiuk. I play Rich Hawthorne in Why Can't My Life Be a Rom-Com on the E Network, and also George in Welcome to Valentine. They both came out recently. So my favorite movie of all time is the 1999 classic, The Mummy, starring Brendan Fraser and Rachel Weisz. It's just the perfect movie to me. It's the perfect blend between action, comedy, romance. There's a villain, there's a good guy. It's good versus evil. It's just perfect movie to me. And of course, I always saw myself as a kid in the O'Connell role played by Brendan Fraser. If I could be in a movie like that, that would be an absolute dream come true. The biggest thing that I learned after my debut in the Disney Channel's bunks, playing Brogan Van Skyo, was actually kind of like a great lesson in acting overall, which is I don't have to do it the same every time. I think like as an actor coming from the theater, I had this idea that, you gotta do it the same. It's like, this is the way you set up the scene, this is how you do it, and go. But in film, it's more fun, and what I discovered is that you can do it different every time because you get it once on film, doing it one way. That's already done, that's already, explored, so let's do something different. So it was on that movie that I kind of realized that and started to really play within the form of the scene and, give different kinds of line readings or different lines themselves. And especially for comedy, that's the way to work. So that's what I learned. I didn't really connect as my character as Brogan Van Skyo, hot-headed camp counselor, very, very hard shell. But I think Brogan has a soft inside, so maybe I just recognize that, is that he is deeply self-conscious and just wants to be liked by everybody and seen as a person of power. So now that I'm saying that, I guess I do kind of connect to him in a way. Oh man, that's, now that I articulate that, I guess I did connect to him. But like, at the end of the day, he is very, very different from me. But again, when you play somebody very different from you, that's how you overcome it, because I think that's the most fun, is to play somebody that's the opposite of me. If I'm constantly playing myself, it's not as satisfying as an actor. So playing Brogan and being able to be that kind of like hot-headed guy was a lot of fun, especially for my debut. My favorite film that I've done was There's Someone Inside Your House, which was on Netflix, came out a couple years ago, back in 21, so just over a year ago at this point. And spoiler alert, if anybody is up there wanting to see this movie, plug your ears. But I'm the first to go in the first 10 minutes of the movie. And I love that opening sequence that we did. It's very a la kind of the original Scream with Drew Barrymore. And that really influenced the way, Patrick, the director, approached what our beginning scene was. I just felt so taken care of. And for me as an actor to clock the steps to tell an entire story within 10 minutes, basically, of the first the first part of the movie, was incredibly satisfying, and I'm so happy with how it turned out. And the challenge to me in that movie was can I engage somebody? If you're scrolling through Netflix, you start this movie, it's my job as an actor to keep you engaged and to make sure that first 10-minute hits. And I think it did. I will speak for myself. So that was just an incredibly fun shoot to do. It was long night shoots, and that beginning sequence took about 5 days of shooting. So it was a really special 5 days. Favorite part of There's Someone Inside Your House, I think I just mentioned it, was my part. But honestly, yeah, just being able, I think I answered that on the last question of that's been my most favorite thing to shoot, but also, that was my favorite part about it, was getting really, really specific with the journey of that, and kind of clocking where we are and what level of emotion or height or how scared am I has to track all the way through. So that was it was just a really fun acting exercise. So I play Rich Hawthorne in Why Can't My Life Be a Rom-Com for the E Network. I was attracted to the role because I loved the script. I thought it was just like a fun, lighthearted, nostalgic movie that I think anybody could enjoy, but especially millennials, like people my age. So that immediately attracted me to the project, because kind of that John Hughes influence in the 1980s and even into the 90s, that kind of rom-com structure was present in this, even though it's a modern day movie made for television. But on top of that, I was really attracted to the character of Rich because I wanted to play him as kind of close to the heart and close to as genuine and well-meaning as possible that I think he could. And he could be seen as kind of like the lesser of the suitors to Eliza, who is the lead in the movie, in terms of not being right for her, or being a little too posh, or not a good guy. The possibility is always there with Rich, and I could have gone down that route to play him that way, a little more harder edge, a little not as nice, but I didn't want to go there. I really wanted to play Rich with a lot of heart, and so that was really what attracted me. If I can play the truth of anybody who's a well-meaning human being, those are always just really great roles to take on. Well, I think I learned that this one's a tough one. What did I learn? I mean, it was just such a fun shoot. It was, more than a learning curve. It was just a, kind of like just a fun experience. I learned that you can be on vacation while you shoot a film. Is what I learned, because we were on the coast, this BC, beautiful coast. We weren't in the Hamptons, but next best thing is the kind of the western coast of Vancouver Island, where we were filming this, and we were staying in the hotel that we were shooting in. And so it was a lot of fun to just to shoot this movie and also stay at the hotel. So I felt like I was on vacation. It really was one of those lucky, I've never had a job like this before, where that was kind of the privilege of doing this. So I learned that, man, there are good jobs out there. I remember reading interviews about the White Lotus and being so jealous about those actors who shoot the White Lotus and get to stay at the hotel and everything. So we had our mini version of that in this movie, and I guess I'm bragging, but it was good. What can I say? Outside of acting for fun, I'm a big snowboarder. So I used to live in Vancouver. I'm down in Los Angeles now, so I'm a little about this of moving away, is because some of the best mountains in the world are right near Vancouver. So the winter was just, it was the best. So I do a lot of snowboarding and try to stay active in my free time. I play a lot of tennis, golf, a little bit of soccer as well. So I used to be, sports jock growing up, and so I think I still fill my extracurricular time with physical activities. But other than that, I like to go out. I like to have fun. I like to dance. Those are my weekends usually. Yeah. If I could work with one person in Hollywood, it would be silly of me not to say someone like Steven Spielberg, Wes Anderson, these Chris Nolan. Those are the masters that we're living with currently at their craft. So to be able to witness, just even for a day, what they do and how they craft a movie and how they compose shots and how they just work, would be a dream come true. And then maybe I could retire after that happy and never make a movie again if I had that opportunity to work with those men particularly. So yeah, those would be, I guess Steven Spielberg would be number one. I would like to see my career go up, keep working, have another job. That's where I want my career to go. No, I mean, I would just like to actually, I was really, really lucky with these past two movies to kind of get these lead roles and be able to sink my teeth into something. So I really next would like to do a long form series that's dramatic. I've done 4 rom-coms back to back this last year, which is a lot. So I'm ready to go back into the drama space, or maybe the horror thriller space. So yeah, I'd like to take a little more serious turn. So hopefully in the next couple months, I can be giving another interview that says, I've done this dramatic role. Yeah. So if anybody's out there, I'm red casting. Let's do it. The most important thing that I've learned through my many years of working in TV and film is to not take myself seriously and to be kind to everybody. At the end of the day, we're making a movie, we're making a show. It's all art, it's all make-believe, it's all pretend. And the more fun and the more lighthearted nature I can find within myself, in my jobs, it makes the experience more enjoyable for me, but for everybody around me. So it's, you know, I think as a young actor, I used to take myself so seriously, and this is the work, this is how to do it. And now I've lost that growing older, and I just try to have fun and treating everybody around you with kindness and respect. And I learned that you get better work out of everybody around you. You get better work out of myself if that's the attitude. So kindness always wins over being difficult or mean or you know, letting your ego get in the way. It's just get rid of all that. It's make-believe, people. It's make-believe. So that's kind of how my attitude has changed over the years, and my approach to my work is much different than it used to be. Man, I mean, I'm most proud about the work that is in the theater, because there's so much more labor in terms of an acting perspective that goes into the theater. So it's also one of those fleeting things where you only share it with the audience that sees it in the time, and then it goes away, and it makes I would say a much larger impact if you see a theater show live than going to a movie theater. Say, controversial opinion, but that's just me. And you know, I've always been most affected by the theater, going to it and remember those performances the most as a human being. So there's just like moments that I've been proud of. I did Billy Elliot the musical at the Manitoba Theatre Center back in 2015. That was just an incredible show that I was extremely proud of. And the last play I did, Sex with Strangers, with Mitch and Murray Productions in Vancouver. Smaller show again too, but was just so proud of. It was a two-hander for 2 hours, and so to learn those lines, to go and do it on a run for that long and feel good about your work and what you did is just, you know, that side of it I'm always the most proud of. So that would be my answer, I think, for the TV. And in terms of TV and film, There's Someone Inside Your House. I'm extremely proud of that movie. I was extremely proud of my work in a movie called Status Update that came out a long time ago in 2016. So there are those moments, but I think like when I feel most satisfied as an artist or actor would be in the theater. So here's to hoping that I return to that sometime soon. Thanks for watching, everybody. Be sure to subscribe to Young Entertainment Mag. My name is Markian Tarasiuk. You can hit me up at Mark Taras on socials.